The Eagles do it yet again. They win in thrilling fashion, 10-1, another victory Monday. Jalen Hurts should be atop the MVP ladder. We have a couple injury key updates and a whole bunch more right here on A to Z Philly. What is up, everybody? RB here. Welcome into the show. Do me a favor. If you are as pumped as I am about this Eagles team, drop a like, share this video around, hit the subscribe button. Don't miss any of the noties as we continue to grow. And speaking of growing and expanding, the Eagles are expanding once again into a Super Bowl contender because they continue to find ways to get it done. We can sit here and we can pick apart everything they did wrong and the weaknesses and try to predict a downfall for this team. The fact of the matter is, good teams find ways to win, and this team continues to do it. And last night on the postgame show, we were riled up. We were fired up after a huge win as Jalen Hurts runs it in for his 5th touchdown. This team has winning mentality. They have the winning DNA. They have the formula. They've been there last year. They have the heartbreak stuck in the back of their heads, and they're continuing to fuel themselves. And will some of these things hurt this team going forward? Absolutely. They need to clean things up. They need to call better plays in the first halves of games and make better decisions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But the fact of the matter is they continue to get it done. So it's really hard to sit here and say that as they are now 10-1 and inching towards that number 1 seed. Give me your thoughts on the game last night down below. How much cardiac arrest were you almost put into by the fact that the Eagles go to overtime? Jalen Hurts setting up the game-winning drive, and just the way everything played out, man. They don't make it easy, do they? But they do finish the job. I want to talk about some key injury updates, talk about Jalen Hurts and a whole bunch more looking ahead to this week. Before we do that, let's give a shout-out to our sponsor of today's video, BetMGM. Enjoy all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up with the code ATOZPA and receive up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. When you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. And with BetMGM at your fingertips, every play and every game matter more than ever. Find out why BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. Sign up today with the bonus code ATOZPA and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Man, we need to get an RB tracker on these BetMGM odds because every Friday's video, I give you guys a nod, and I think I'm on the money about 92% of the time this season. I said take the over on Devontae Smith. Once again, he hits the over, gets a huge touchdown to help propel this team, a couple big catches in OT. Devontae continues to rise up and get it done, man. What a receiver he has been for this organization. But a couple other staple pieces I want to hit on real quick in terms of injury. Ian Rappaport puts this out about Lane Johnson, says he's day-to-day after the MRI on his groin, and he has not been ruled out for the Philly showdown with the Niners this week. Johnson practiced fully last week, was not on the injury report at all, then woke up on Sunday morning with groin soreness. Hopefully he is okay and able to muscle through because the Eagles may not have needed him yesterday. I mean, they obviously did, and Jack Driscoll actually stepped in and played a decent game, but they will need to be at full strength against the 49ers. Lane Johnson needs to get back and healthy. And also another guy, Dallas Goedert, who James Palmer here says will push to play this weekend against the Niners. We will see if that's possible, but it is very realistic for him to be on the field in 2 weeks against the Cowboys. I'm in the mindset, look, if they're not fully healthy, don't play them. Don't rush them. You still have a really good shot to get that number 1 seed, and you need these guys at full strength because I would much rather beat down the Niners in the NFC Championship again than beat them in a regular season game. I want to beat them in both, but I want these guys to be full 100% participants going into that playoff run and getting that week of rest, hopefully with the bye. So we will see how it plays out. The underrated MVP of last night's game is Jake Elliott, and here is what he said last night. Quote, that was a bit beyond what our range was that we talked about, the 59-yard tying field goal. By the way, in the wind and rain, this guy is an absolute dog. Is Jake Elliott the best kicker in Eagles history? Has he surpassed David Akers? What do you think? He says, I definitely needed to drive it to get it there. The guy's just clutch. He doesn't miss. In fact, no, I'm serious. He doesn't miss with the game on the line. Ari Mevov puts this on Twitter, and he says, Jake Elliott, 4 for 4 from 58 plus yards in his career, right? He's had a couple big ones to end games. 8 for 8 with under 2 minutes to go or in OT to tie or get Philly a lead. So he has never missed with the game on the line. He has never missed when it comes to the final ending of games and you need a kick to send it into OT or to win the game. He does it every single time. He is Mr. Automatic. And it says this kick in these conditions in that situation, not a stretch to say it's one of the greatest kicks in regular season history. I'm right there. The way that game was playing out last night, the muddy, scrappy, wet conditions, right? There was no business making that kick. And he sails it through the bottom right corner of the post. He's unbelievable. To me, he's the underrated MVP of the game. And if it wasn't for damn Jalen Hurts getting 5 touchdowns, it would belong to Jake Elliott. And he is Mr. Automatic. He has helped this team win a Super Bowl. And he does not go another day without praise from everybody. He is incredible. It's so underrated to have a kicker like this on your team. And it's like the Eagles never have to worry because of how damn good he is. What a kick by Jake Elliott. But of course, the MVP of the game, Jalen Hurts. They're just rallying off all these kinds of numbers. By the way, Devontae Smith had said about Jake Elliott, I watched it because I wasn't fearful, right? I knew it was going in. These guys believe in Jake, and they also believe in Jalen, who is now the first quarterback to win 14 straight games against teams with a winning record since at least 1950. What else do I say, man? Right? What else do we say? Jalen Hurts wins. He wins, right? When you talk about MVP, and here's why he should be number one by a lot on the MVP ladder. The definition of MVP is most valuable to the team's success, right? The team's success is a team that's 10-1, has battled adversity. They went to the Super Bowl and lost, and here they are right back in it again. Everybody, including Nick Sirianni, Howie Roseman, they all deserve credit, but Jalen is so calm, cool, collected, nothing phases him. Even Jake hits that field goal, and Jalen's sitting over there on the bench like, man, this guy's amazing. I knew it was going to happen. They're talking about all these crazy stats. Jalen Hurts is also the first quarterback in NFL history to make 8 consecutive games where his team is down by 10 and lead a comeback, right? The second in NFL history, they said, was 4. Jalen has done it 8 times in a row. Anytime this guy gets down, anytime he battles adversity, he played like crap in the first half. And I don't even blame him. I blame Brian Johnson for not using his primary back who had 76 yards and a touchdown last week, for giving, Boston Scott and Kenny Gainwell most of the carries and not getting Jalen into a rhythm. AJ didn't have any targets to the last couple minutes of the first half. He was not put in the best position to succeed last night in the first half. And Jalen comes back out in the second half. He has 3 touchdowns on 4 plays. He ends up leading the tying drive to put Elliott in position. And then he goes and leads a game-winning drive in overtime and runs it in from 12 yards out to win the game at home in those conditions. I don't know what else to say, okay? He's fantastic. He is a winner, and he is so much different than the previous quarterbacks here, than Carson Wentz, because, damn it, he is going to fight. He wants to win. He deserves every penny. He deserves all the praise, and, man, he is locked in. He is a winner. Winner. That is the one word to describe Jalen Hurts, man. He's got the identity. He is a cold-blooded killer. He is coming right at you. Doesn't matter if you're up 20, down 10, with the game on the line. Jalen is just so calm. He's just so poised in those situations, and we've seen it every damn week. Feels like every game he goes on a drive to win the game, man. Unbelievable out of Jalen Hurts. Eagles have won 27 out of his last 29 starts. The guy doesn't lose. He doesn't lose. In college, NFL, right? He lost, 4 games that one year? They were showing the interview this week where the guy was like, yeah, it's not going to be like that in the NFL. Well, damn it, it is. It is. In other news, the Eagles still looking to upgrade. We had a couple injury updates earlier. Zach Cunningham got injured last night. Hopefully he's good to go because, man, what a surprise he has been. Nakobe Dean out. Zach Cunningham has stepped in, and, Nick Morrow's in there. They're going to need some bodies, and according to Josina Anderson, the Eagles now have increasing interest in Shaq Leonard. Talked about him a couple days ago, former All-Pro. Would be a great fit. They said he was narrowing down his options, had the Eagles, Cowboys. Why not come to the best damn team in the league where you're going to have a role immediately? It makes way too much sense. It makes way too much sense. The familiarity with Nick Sirianni, etc. Josina reports that the Eagles have increasing interest, and guess what? He should be signing that contract today. I want to be on the best damn team in the league. Eagles need him, man. Looking forward to this week. Last thing here, Hassan Reddick, who, by the way, remember, all these players were jawing at each other. The Niners tried to discredit the Eagles in every single way. These wins have been great. The gauntlet, as they call it, not really a gauntlet anymore, but has been great for the Eagles. But this is the game that I want to see the Eagles go out there and beat down the Niners by 30. I want them to beat them by 30. If they're up by 28 at the end, kick a field goal. That's what I want, right? Because the Niners kept trying to discredit, we had a 4-string quarterback, blah, blah, blah. Well, how about the fact that your number one defense gave up all those points in the NFC Championship? They don't talk about that. They don't talk about it. But Hassan Reddick on Facing the Niners, he says, quote, talk is cheap. I agree. They get to come back in the Linc. It was a lot of boo-hoos last year, a lot of crying, a lot of what if, a lot of that, a lot of this. They get a chance to come back in here, line that ish up, and prove it again. I love it, man. Eagles need to be fired up in every way. Niners want to go out there and hang those jerseys on the Rocky statue and act all cocky last year. Okay, let's see if now you can come back with Brock Purdy. Hope he stays healthy. And I hope they come back, and I hope the Eagles deliver the beatdown of the season. The way the Niners beat down the Cowboys, I want the Eagles to beat them down that way. Eagles are going to have to play a full, complete game of football. The Niners are a good team, but the Eagles are better. Get it done. I cannot wait to see how this plays out. Give me all your thoughts down below in the comments section. Eagles are 10-1. It feels good living on the top of the NFL right now. Got to clean some things up, but man, this team knows how to win. You guys have a great one. Hit that like button, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.